The story begins with a normal gamer that lives in Japan. He lives a pretty ordinary life, mostly just playing video games all day and sleeping. That all changes when he one day goes to sleep. When he wakes up, he is no longer in Japan, but in a strange fantasy world. He no longer has his normal body, but now he is a giant skeleton. The gamer is confused and scared, but soon he finds that he has really strong weapons and armor. He is actually pretty strong, but the only downside is that he is a skeleton. We are introduced to his name, and it's Ark. He now has to find his new life in this strange world. Elsewhere, two girls are being chased through the forest. Eventually, the bandits that were after them catch them, and they start to assault them. Suddenly, the girls are saved by the skeleton in powerful armor, and it's Ark. Ark has decided to hide his skeleton face as he knows that people will get really scared of him. He is now wearing a special armor helmet at all times so that people think that he is just an ordinary knight. After saving the girls, Ark goes into town to explore this new fantasy world. He still has no money, so he has to find a way to earn some. When he arrives in the town, he meets a female elf, but she soon disappears. Ark then tries to become an adventurer. This might be his best chance of earning some money. The quests in this world pay very well. To become a real adventurer, he must first kill 3 villains. Ark goes to the forest, and there he fights against an orc and a boar. He kills both of them with ease. He then goes to search for the third enemy, but he soon finds bandits that are attacking a carriage. Ark at first does not want to get involved, but he soon sees that the women in the carriage are about to get assaulted. He goes there and kills all the bandits in mere seconds. He then meets the 2 ladies as they introduce themselves as Lauren and her maid Rita. Lauren is a noble woman of very high stature. Ark loots the bodies of the bandits. He takes all of their valuable items. Later, he takes the 2 ladies into town. Now, after completing his goal, Ark can finally become an adventurer. With the money he took from the bandits, he goes to eat his first meal in this new world. Ark decides that he wants to enjoy his time in this world as it might be permanent. Ark continues the life of an adventurer, and soon he gets a contract where he needs to protect a young girl from a nearby village. The girl's name is Marka, and her main job is to collect medicinal herbs. Ark is confused about why Marka needs his help and why she is so panicked. Soon she explains that her mother Sioma is very overprotective of her since her father died. For that reason, she doesn't want her mother to find out about what she is doing in her spare time. The 2 of them continue their journey, and soon they are faced with a creature called Kitsune. It seems that the creature has been injured, so Ark, using his powers, heals it. The creature is fully healed, and it decides to want to stay with Ark. Ark thinks that the creature is very cute, so he names it Ponta. Soon after that, Siona finds out that her daughter Marka has left the village. The hunters arrive in the village with news that there are very dangerous monsters in the forest. Marka then leads Ark to a giant tree that has very rare flowers. These flowers can be used in medicine and are very effective. They soon both realize that this tree is where the monster lives. It is revealed that the monster is actually a very powerful basilisk. Ark has some experience fighting those types of creatures as he did in the game many times. Because of his knowledge, he manages to kill a monster with relative ease. Ark then asks Marka to keep this entire battle a secret, as it may cause panic. Ark also notices that there is a magic ring on the basilisk, so he destroys it. He finally brings back Marka to her mother Siona, and he also catches a wild boar and brings it to the village. Ark is happy that he successfully completed the mission, and he leaves the village. Ark goes back to town with Ponta, and they order a lot of food to celebrate. Meanwhile, soldiers in the forest kill a much smaller basilisk, and they soon find the corpse of the one that Ark killed. They are surprised, as it seems that the basilisk was killed with a single blow. In his new job, Ark has to fight bandits that have been hiding in a cave deep in the forest. He kills them all and takes their treasure as a reward. In the meantime, the news gets out that the bandits who attacked Lauren were actually assassins. This was an order by Lord Triton Diento, who was ordered by Prince Dakares to kill the noble woman. The prince wanted to make the kingdom unstable so that he could prepare for his personal war. Triton is angry at his son Eudolin because he risked their operation with his involvement with slave trading. In the forest, a female elf watches Ark as he comes out of the bandit cave. The elf attacks Ark as she thinks that he was the one who kidnapped the elf children. She then notices Ponta and soon realizes that Ark must be a good person, as Ponta is a forest spirit, and they never interact with those that are not pure of heart. Ark then offers to help the female elf, but she does not want his services. Ark decides to follow her, and he soon finds out that the elves have been kidnapped by Eudolin and his soldiers. The female elf is also very skilled in combat, and she kills most of the soldiers. Soon she is forced to surrender as Eudolin promises to kill the children. Ark then arrives and manages to beat Eudolin and save the kids. The elf finally starts to trust Ark, and she tells him her name is Ariane Glenny's Maple. Ariane and Ark go together to a town called Diento. She has hired him to help her with finding the rest of the elf children. While in Diento, they meet with Danka, one of the elf soldiers. He does not trust Ark, but he is very surprised when Ark shows he can use teleportation magic. They all decide to attack a warehouse that is part of the slave operations. The attack will happen in a few hours, so Ark decides to go for a giant meal to get ready. Ark buys a lot of food for himself and Ponta, and he then goes to an empty street to eat in peace. He has to remove his helmet to eat, so he always tries to hide from everyone. Later in the day, the mission is finally ready and Danka, Ark, and Ariane go into the warehouse. There they find that all the slave traders have already been killed. It is then revealed that the assassin who killed them is a woman ninja who has cat ears. This makes Ark fanboy out as he is a true otaku. She then gives Ark special documents that have the names of the nobles involved with this. Ark and Ariane both decide to go into Triton's palace and face off against him. Ark and Ariane try to enter the castle while being stealthy, but that does not work. They soon decide to change their tactic, and they manage to capture both Triton and Udolin. It is revealed that Udolin had 2 elf slaves who he assaulted every day. The female elf slaves decide to take revenge on Triton. Ark finds the treasure and decides to loot it for himself. The palace then starts to explode and Ark thinks it was caused by the female ninja they met before. Ariane wants Ark to go with her to the elf land so they can continue saving the elf slaves. Ark would also have to meet an elder elf to be allowed into the lands. This causes him to be very nervous, so he decides to reveal his face to Ariane. He tells Ariane that he now has a skull head because he was cursed. Ariane then promises that the elves will keep his secret. The capital city Olav is ruled by King Carlin. He has 3 children. His 2 sons are called Sect and Dekares, and his daughter is Uriarna. The king has become very worried about the slave rumors, so he decides to investigate. Uriarna thinks that Dekares is involved in the slave trade business, and she thinks that Sect wants to expose his brother for his crimes. Ark and Ariane finally arrive at Lalatoya, an elf village hidden in the forest. Ark meets with the elder elf called Dillion and his wife Glennis. They are also revealed to be Ariane's parents. Dillion is very grateful to Ark for saving all those slaves, but he is worried that the attack on Triton's palace might have caused more harm than good. Glennis wants to test Ark's strength, so she stabs him with a spear. She wants to see if Ark can protect Ariane, so she does not go easy on him in combat. Ark soon realizes that while he has very high stats, he still needs to learn a lot. The elf elders decide that they cannot risk war with humanity, so they decide to free slaves in secret. Ariane also finds out that her older sister Even is getting married soon. Ark and Ariane have an embarrassing moment in the bath when he shows up in his skeleton form. Ariane gets scared and blasts him with her magic. Dillion hires Ark to now officially help Ariane in their mission to free all the elf slaves. The payment for his services will be a cure for this cure can only be found in Lord Crown, a special spirit tree that is only located in the lands of the Dragon Lords. This is a place where the most deadly dragons live. Ark is happy with that news, but he also tries to see if his appearance was really caused by a curse. He uses a curse-breaking spell on himself and actually his hand changes from skeleton form to a human hand. And that is the end of part 1. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to turn on notifications for part 2, which will be out soon.